Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. My name is Rebecca, and if you're new here, I post videos all about luxury, lifestyle, and planning. So if you're into that kind of content, then definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my October Paycheck 1 budget setup, as well as my sinking fund explanation, and kind of just talking to you about how I use sinking funds and my tips for utilizing them, since I do use them a little bit differently than maybe some other people do. So if you want to see the setup and the sinking fund discussion, then just keep on watching. So what you are looking at here is a iPad, obviously, and I created these inserts, the ones you're going to see, and I am actually debating on opening up an Etsy shop. So I really want to have like something that is my own, so I'm debating on the idea. You'll have to let me know if you think this is something that people would be interested in, if you guys would be interested in it, if you think this looks good. Basically, my idea is to create like different themed inserts where they pretty much will look the same, maybe with some variations here and there, but they would have different themes. So like as you can see, this one is fall themed. And if you saw my budget planner flip through that I posted recently, I do have printed inserts that are in here, the Budget Mom ones. However, I find that I actually really do like doing my like bulk budgeting on here, mainly because if I need to make changes, it is so easy to do it on here, since I can literally write and erase very easily without, the page getting weird. So I don't know, I'm kind of going back and forth. I still am utilizing this for different things. I just think for my like budget planning, I'm really enjoying using my iPad for that. So, long-winded way to say, let's just get into it. Basically, what this top portion is for is I can write down, paycheck budget number 1, or I could put the date or whatever. And then I also left a space for people to put the period that it's for. So for me, I get paid twice per month. So this is going to be for 10/15 to 10, technically 28, because I get paid on the 15th and the 30th. However, if the 30th or the 15th falls on a weekend, then I get paid whatever the business day before is. So I will get my second paycheck on 10/29. So this money basically has to get me through 10/15 to 10/28, because I'll get paid, during the night on October 29th. So I am not going to share my exact income, and I'm also not going to share what I pay for housing. I do have on a sheet next to me my budget worked out. That way I know exactly what I need to be budgeting for, on here. So I'm just going to put paycheck 15 or 15th. That way I know. Now I did leave 2 lines, even though this is a paycheck budget. Maybe there's people out there that have 2 income sources that would come in around the same time, so they could do that. I know with Etsy, people do get paid weekly. So like, let's say I had an Etsy shop, I could combine the 2 that are falling on this period in one, or you don't have to. I just wanted to put that in there, for what it is. Now I am salaried, so my budget and actual are going to be the same unless I get a pay raise. So the difference will always be 0, but again, I'm not going to put on here exactly what I make since that doesn't really help you or anybody else, because if you're not making that, how does it help you, So in my expenses, this is just going to be everything that I do not have to pay in cash. So that would be housing. And I do split up my housing between both of my paychecks. That way it's a little bit more manageable. But again, I'm not going to put the amount here. And the other thing I like about the iPad is that if you don't have enough space, you can zoom in, and it kind of makes it easier to fit things in. So then I have my phone. Now I also will say that I have a lot of bills that come out of this paycheck and not as many that come out of my second paycheck. So the amount I can contribute to sinking funds is smaller in this pay period than what it is in my second one. So I'm just writing in my main expenses. Now, I also have been budgeting as an expense a cushion. That way I can kind of try to build my checking account aside from sinking funds or whatever, just have a little bit of a cushion for when things do come up. And then also I'm going to show you how I kind of budget for things that maybe don't have a sinking fund category. I mean, I could probably create one, but you know, I'm not going to do that. So we do have a wedding coming up soon, and I know I'm going to have to make a contribution. Me and my boyfriend will probably split whatever we're going to give as a gift. Or I said boyfriend, he's my fiance now. I'm not used to that. We did get engaged recently in Vegas. I'm so happy and so excited, but it does take some getting used to saying fiance, not boyfriend. But we will obviously contribute together for this. So I'm just going to add this as an expense, even though it's not. That way I can kind of prepare for it. And then also, I know technically this is not like, I was in debt before. I'm not in debt anymore. And that's something you'll notice that's not on here is a debt section. I do need to create a variation of this that maybe has a section for debt, or maybe I can just leave it like this, but I know some people do have, many sources of debt, so it might be helpful to have maybe replacing this with like a debt section. So again, you'll have to let me know, what do you think, what improvements could be made here, and what do you think? So anyway, I have gotten a lot better with utilizing credit cards, and I did purchase tickets to an event on a credit card recently that I am going to just set aside the money to pay that now. Obviously if you are in debt mode and you have a hard time managing credit cards, then obviously try to avoid using it. That's how I was for a long time. I really just couldn't manage my credit cards that well. Now I feel like I'm at a place that I'm a little bit more comfortable where I can use it and know that I will be able to cover it in the next pay period. So I'm going to write in everything but housing. So I pay $50 flat to my grandma because we are on a family plan together. It's way cheaper than me trying to go on my own. So I pay her $50. My Spotify is See, that's the other nice thing about this is if you make a mistake, you can just undo it. So $14.71. Planet is my gym membership, which I will be switching gyms, I believe, when a new gym opens up near me, and it should be slightly cheaper than this, and it's going to have way more to offer, so I'm really excited about that. My iCloud is $2.99. Car payment $299.88. I'm just going to budget $20 for a cushion. And my first wedding savings, because I'm going to do this between both of my paychecks, so I'm going to put $75 away right now. And then the tickets were $58.62 for my portion of it. Now, I won't fill in the actual amounts until I actually either pay it or, maybe things might change. Maybe I'll have to take away the cushion. I won't put that in until it's actually happened. So, and also that will help me keep track on, did I pay my grandma for the phone, or did I put this money aside, or whatever. So now we will move over to our cash envelopes. Now this is the stuff that are variable, groceries. So we have the grocery category, gas, entertainment, miscellaneous, personal spending, and then these are also things taken out in cash that are partially variable expenses and partially one of them is a sinking fund. So basically, I take out a little bit of cash, $20 a paycheck, that I kind of put to an emergency fund that I don't have designated as an emergency fund. It's kind of just an up in the air fund. So if something comes up that maybe I want to buy, or an event that we want to go to, I can kind of pull from that. Or if an emergency does come up, obviously I have that money set aside. Once I get to a certain amount of cash in my home, I put it in the bank and just put it into my savings account, but I designate it differently than my emergency fund. Don't ask me why I do that, I just do. So birthday money, anything like that, gift money, all goes into that fund where it's kind of just not designated for anything. So, if something comes up, I can use it. Then we also have recently, we are fostering to adopt a dog right now. So I am starting a pet fund for like, you know, dog food and treats and things like that. I believe we are going to adopt her, but this company that we're going through, she is 5. Basically, they let you kind of do like a test run where you are fostering for a couple weeks, and then if, you know, everything is a good fit for us and the dog, then we would get to keep her and adopt her, so that's exciting. Then I also have a gift fund, which is not, if you watched my flip through, I believe I discussed this. This gift fund is not actually a gift fund. It is for a specific purpose, but I want to keep it secret just in case, you know, because the person that it kind of involves does watch my channel. I do have family and friends that watch my channel. This is a long-term gift thing. This is going to be over the course of several years, so I only have to contribute a little bit at a time. I could push this off until it gets closer, but then that just makes the amount bigger, so I like to do it this way. And we will kind of get into that in the sinking fund portion. And then also beauty. And you may be asking, why is this in this category, the gift, rather than sinking funds? And that's because this is not ever going to be some huge amount that I don't mind keeping this on me. And then when the time comes, I'll have the cash and I can just give the cash as the gift. So it works out great. Okay, so for these categories, I am budgeting $160 for grocery, which I'm hoping to really come under budget now because I am changing my diet up. I am, you know, now that I'm engaged, I know a wedding will be on the horizon. I do want to lose a little bit of weight and just get healthier and eat a little bit, you know, better. I do eat a lot of like processed and packaged things, or I have been. So I know that those things typically do cost more. Like I buy, you know, I buy like little snack packs of chips or things like that to have with my lunches, and those things do get expensive. So I am hoping that this is going to come down by eating like more whole food, so to speak. Of course, I am still going to be eating like fun things. I just am not the type of person that can totally eliminate those things from my diet, but that is the beauty of tracking macros. You know, you can kind of fit in the things you want to enjoy. Then I'm going to be also budgeting $50 for gas, and the reason being, normally I would only budget about $40, since I've found that with my new car and working from home, I really only need to fill up like once every 2 weeks, unless I happen to take some longer drives, which that is what's happening with this. Me and my sister are going on a little weekend thing with our grandma, and we try to do that once a year, and I will have to do a couple hour drive, which my car gets excellent gas mileage, so that's why I'm thinking just a little bit extra over the 37 it takes me to fill up should be good to get me through the 2 weeks along with that trip. Then what do we have next? Entertainment is getting $80. Now, I'm expecting that I probably won't use all of this because, again, I will be going with my grandma, and then the weekend after that, I basically have like not much that's going to be happening that's going to be requiring money, but I do like to budget for that because let's say we want to go out to eat, then, you know, that could be $50 a person, $60, $80, it could be $80 a person depending on where you go. So I am going to budget $80 for that, and I'm also probably going to not roll this over into my like rollover fund. Whatever I have left, I think I will keep because, you know, I mentioned that I bought tickets for something, so I kind of want to have a little bit of extra money for entertainment for that. Miscellaneous, I always budget $5. Personal spend, I am bumping up to $80 instead of $75, and the only reason I'm doing this is because I usually can't make it to the bank to get the bills out when they are actually open. I either go like right before work or I go after, and both of those times are not when the bank is open, and my ATM only allows me to take out 20s, 10s, and singles. So it was getting to be way too much by having so many 5s because I was having to pull out 5 singles for each of those things. So rather than 75, I just bumped it up to 80. It's fine, you know, maybe I'll bump it down to 70, but I think 80 is fine. Then for the cash, I just pull out a 20. Pet is also getting a 20. The gift fund is getting 15, and beauty is getting 20. So that is $450 in variable expenses. Now, I know this is a little bit high. Obviously, like if you're only factoring in these things, then my variable expenses are truly $375, right? So I could easily reduce this. Like, do I need to give myself $80 in personal spending money? Probably not, but what I have found is I'm feeling, even though I actually haven't spent any of my personal money that I've been giving myself yet, because I'm trying to build up the rollover for something luxury, I just feel like I'm not so restricted now by having this. Prior to creating this fund for myself, I was not budgeting any money for me to spend. I was only budgeting gas, grocery, entertainment, and miscellaneous. And entertainment money for me is not like shopping money. It's not spending money. That is for like doing things. So going out to eat with my fiance, or going to the movies, or doing something with my sister. That's not just for me to buy like a shirt or leggings or something, you know? So that is why I created this category, and it has honestly kind of helped my perspective, because when I wasn't budgeting for that, I felt like I had no money, even though I do. It's just I was designating it to different things and not really giving myself that cushion. So that is why I am doing that. Obviously, if you're in a debt payoff mode, you wouldn't want to do that much unless you can, realistically fit that into your budget and still make good progress on your debt. Everybody's income is different, so you have to do what you feel comfortable with, but I definitely wish I would have implemented this sooner, and maybe not this much when I was in debt payoff mode, but even just like $10 for, 2 coffees or something, just to give yourself like a little bit of a reward for budgeting. So yes, that is a long-winded story about the personal spending category. So next we have our sinking funds. Now again, I mentioned that this is my paycheck that has the higher amount of bills coming in. So I don't get as much for my sinking funds. And because of the wedding and the tickets, that is definitely that's taking away what? 75 plus 58. That's taking away $133.62 from what I'd be able to put here. But, it's fine. I'd rather just set the money aside for it than feel like I can't afford to do those things. So now we're going to go into this a little bit more in depth on the next couple of pages, but I am going to write this in. So house emergency, we have Christmas, vacation. This is also like a secret fund. We have car maintenance, hair, my IRA, investing, and my car buyout. So these are all of my sinking funds, and it's gonna seem very silly to have some of these amounts, but hey, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm only putting 15 into these 3 categories. I'm putting 100 into vacation. This one gets 166. Car maintenance is going to get 20 this time. Normally I only do 10, but I do need to get a car wash, so I'm just budgeting a little bit more. Hair gets 36. My IRA and investing are only going to get 15 as well, unfortunately, but I make up for this in my next paycheck because I don't have as many bills coming out of that one, so a bulk of my paycheck gets to just go to my cash envelopes and sinking funds, and then car buyout gets 70. So all of this, I already have it totaled, is $467. So I will obviously fill in the rest of this, later. So I know, it's not a lot to put in these categories, but it is what it is for now. Make adjustments on what is priority to you. Some of these things have a little bit higher priority, or like they have set amounts. For instance, like my hair fund, this one, this I'm also saving for a certain amount. Those have specific amounts that they need, so that is why they kind of get prioritized first. So like I have to put this much away to each paycheck in order to have enough down that I want to have down when I am going to buy out my lease. So, some in my hair, the same thing. Like I know how much I need by when, so I just divide it by all the paychecks. So that is how I do it. So let's go ahead and jump to our bill denomination section. This I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this one yet, but you know, it's something that I can do. And the beauty of using your iPad is that you're not you don't have to keep it on here. So like I can print this once I have it filled out, or I can send it to my phone and upload it to my iCloud drive. So then I can just have it with me when I go to the bank. So that is the really nice thing, is that even though this is digital, you're not stuck with it being on here. I can print this out if I need to. So, you know, that is the nice thing. So I'm going to start with the easy ones, and I know Beauty is just going to get a single 20, so that is $20 there. Gift is getting a 10 and 5 ones, so that is $5. I'm just writing the amounts, that way I, you know, keep track of it. Then for me personally, I won't ever be using these categories because my ATM doesn't let me take out from those denominations. So, but obviously I'm making this with the idea of others in mind, and I know others do pull those out. So then let's go cash is just getting a 20. Pet, I believe I want to do 2 10s, mainly because me and my boyfriend or fiance will be splitting our pet expenses, so you know, that way I have like smaller bills. Personal is getting 80, so I think what I was going to do is 2 10s and 3 20s, so that's 20, 40, 60, and that is 20, so that is 80. Miscellaneous is getting 5 1s. Entertainment is getting 80. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do 2 10s and 3 20s. Gas. This one, how was I going to do this? Definitely a 20. So that's 20. 30, 40. Was I going to do 10 ones? I think I was going to do 10 ones because, like I said, it doesn't take me, it doesn't, you know, it's like my car literally takes $37 to get filled up based on current gas prices. So that is why, like, I want to have the smaller bills. That way I can just take it in. So like I can literally take a 20, a 10, and 7 of the ones and go in, and then I will still have $13 left over. So I know that maybe is kind of silly, but that's, I think, how I'm going to do it. Then I am going to be filming my cash stuffing once I actually pull this out, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned for that video where we actually are going to be stuffing these things into my cash envelopes. Then for grocery, I think I was going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, and then do 2 10s? No. I think we will do 6 20s, which is 120, and then I will do 4 10s. Because sometimes when I go to the grocery store, I only need like a couple things, so it'd be nice to have some 10s in order to do that. So then now what we're going to do is add up how many of each one that we need. So we need 10, 15, 20. We need 20 ones. Then we're going to need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 10s. Oh, I'm also not going to be using the 5s category. Okay, then for 20s, we need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that is it, and the total should be 450. So let's see, we have we'll do 15 times 20 is 300, plus 130, plus 20, that makes 450. Okay. So now I have this ready, and basically what I'm just going to do is probably just share this page to my phone. I don't need to print it. I'll just share it to my phone. That way I have it on there. Definitely stay tuned because the next video will be my cash stuffing video, and we will also see how much do I have left over from this pay period's sinking funds and what am I adding to my rollover. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.